Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name is Amy, and I am an ordained minister. We are in Bible study. We are in the 9th, and we will be through 2025. In this video, we are in Exodus, chapter 14, and we are doing all of chapter 14, which is verses 1 through 31. So let's jump in. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites to turn back and encamp near Pi Hahiroth." So Hahiroth. So Roth is that part, last part there. So Hahiroth. Between Migdol and the sea. Migdol is Migdol. Migdol. They are to encamp by the sea, directly opposite of Baal Zephon. Now, Baal, B-A-A-L. In this culture, lots of different things. In fact, you'll note that's often the name for some particular demon as we get further along that the God is not too happy with. Baal and Ashtra. But Baal is also a term. It's a title. It means Lord. So in this case, it could be Baal Zephon is named after this Lord named Zephon, and not necessarily a demon. Now, it could be a demon named Zephon. I don't really know because I wasn't there. Pharaoh will think the Israelites are wandering about the land in confusion, hemmed in by the desert, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and he will pursue them. But I will gain glory for myself through Pharaoh and all his army, and the Egyptians will know I am the Lord. So the Israelites did this. Because remember, if you want to know what you got to do, if you're a person who's really good, and this is, in my opinion, based upon this, so take it with a margarita rim full of salt. For the margaritas, I don't even drink anymore, okay? So if you're paying attention over and over again, and you're wondering what you got to do to get the good Lord's support, remember, it's always about the glorification of Him, not about anybody else. If you're seeking to boost your ego, He's going to seek to not do that. If, however, you're His instrument to doing something, and that can be glorified to Him, then He is much more likely to go through this. And you can hear that in David's Psalms. When the king of Egypt was told that the people had fled, Pharaoh and his officials changed their mind about them and said, "What have we done? We have let the Israelites go and have lost their services." Their services, like it was voluntary. Verse 6. So he had his chariot made ready and took his army with him. He took 600 of the best chariots, along with all the other chariots of Egypt, with the officers over all of them. The Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, so that he pursued the Israelites who were marching out boldly. The Egyptians, all of Pharaoh's horses and chariots and horsemen and troops, horsemen they have here with an A, charioteers, so horsemen are the charioteers, pursued the Israelites and overtook them as they camped by the sea near Pi Hahiroth, opposite of Baal Zephon. As Pharaoh approached, the Israelites looked up, and there were Egyptians marching after them. They were terrified and cried out to the Lord. They said to Moses, "Was it because there were no graves in Egypt that you have brought us to the desert to die? Did you bring us out here to die out here because they didn't have any place to bury us there? What have you done to us by bringing us out of Egypt?" And remember, they know Moses was raised as an Egyptian. So they're like, have we fallen for an Egyptian plot? And this guy was just playing for us. Okay. "Didn't we say to you in Egypt, leave us alone? Let us serve the Egyptians. It would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in the desert." Moses answered the people, Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see deliverance from the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Then the Lord said to Moses, why are you crying out to me? Tell the Israelites to move on. Raise your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea to divide the waters so that the Israelites can go through the sea on dry ground. It will harden the hearts of the Egyptians so that they will go after them. And I will gain glory through Pharaoh and all of his army, through his chariots and horsemen. The Egyptians will know I am the Lord when I gain glory through Pharaoh, his chariots, and his horsemen. Then the angel of the Lord, who had been traveling in the front of Israel's army, withdrew and went behind them. The pillar of cloud moved from in front and stood behind them, coming between the armies of Egypt and Israel. Throughout the night, the cloud brought darkness to the one side and light to the other. So, like a shield, right? Blocking out whatever light there might be. And light to the other side, so neither went near the other all night long. Yeah, I'd have to imagine they would have been completely freaked out. A cloud just suddenly flipped in the sky behind this whole group of people that you're trying to pursue and suddenly just completely in front of you. So maybe it's a fog even. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and all that night the Lord drove the sea back with a strong east wind and turned it into dry land. The waters were divided, and the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground with a wall of water on their right and their left. So that's quite a sight. Can't imagine. The Egyptians pursued them, and all Pharaoh's horses and chariots and horsemen followed them into the sea. During the last watch of the night, the Lord looked down from the pillar of fire and cloud at the Egyptian army and threw it into confusion. He made the wheels of their chariot come off, so they had difficulty driving. Yeah, their wheels got stuck in the mud. And the Egyptians said, let's get away from the Israelites. The Lord is fighting for them against Egypt. So people took this resistance to mean, hey, maybe we should stop, which is my first recommendation when you hit resistance. Minimally, just to analyze why there's resistance before you keep trying. Whenever I've tried to keep pushing past resistance in any 3D fashion, I tend to break things. So, minimally, I've learned that if you don't want to replace that thing, stop and take another look. So, verse 26. Then the Lord said to Moses, stretch out your hand over the sea so the waters may flow back over the Egyptians and their chariots and horsemen. Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and at daybreak the sea went back into place. The Egyptians were fleeing toward it. Or from. Yeah, or he jammed the wheels of the chariots. That was one of the footnotes that had to do with the chariot wheels. Like they got stuck in the mud, that's what I meant. Jam the wheels of the chariots. So they were fleeing from it, from the water, right? Because it started crashing, so of course they'd run away. And the Lord swept them into the sea. The water flowed back and covered the chariots and the horsemen and the entire army of Pharaoh that had followed the Israelites into the sea. Not one of them survived. So they got swept away down there somewhere. But the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground with a wall of water on their right and on their left. That day the Lord saved Israel from the hands of the Egyptians, and Israel saw Egyptians lying dead on the shore. And while the water splashing things around, I'll do that. And when the Israelites saw the great power the Lord displayed against Egypt, against the Egyptians. And when the Israelites saw the great power the Lord displayed against the Egyptians, the people feared the Lord and put their trust in him and in Moses, his servant. Because they kind of went like, whoa, dude, how you do that? I think we're going to need to pay attention here, because he can do things that they're not supposed to be able to do. Because, you know, they were, in their entire lifetime, the Israeli people were always slaves. They didn't remember not being slaves. It was 430 years. The fact that they could do things that even an Egyptian was allowed to do might be news to them. Because that's what happens when somebody gets institutionalized that way. I guess that's what that is. It's the institutionalization of an entire group of people. And we've seen it playing out since then. So it's hard to even argue. Because, you know, history, if you don't learn from it, you repeat it. Welcome to the human condition. Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name is Amy, and I am an ordained minister. We are in Bible study. We are in the NIV, and we will be through 2025. In this video, we are in Exodus chapter 15, and we are doing all of chapter 15, which is verses 1 through 27. Exodus being the story of Moses leading the Israeli people, or the Israelites, to what will become Jerusalem, that yet was not when their family left it. There was Salem, but there was not Jerusalem. So, chapter 15, verse 1. The song of Moses and Miriam. Now, Miriam is the sister. Aaron is the oldest. Moses is the middle, as far as I know. And then Miriam is the sister, and I do believe the youngest of them. But she could be older than Moses. But there's three. Okay? Chapter 15, verse 1. Then Moses and the Israelites sang this song to the Lord. I will sing to the Lord, for he is highly exalted. The horse and its rider has hurled into the sea. The Lord is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. He is my God, and I will praise him, my father's God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a warrior. The Lord is his name. Pharaoh's chariots and his armies he has hurled into the sea. The best of Pharaoh's officers are drowned in the Red Sea, or in the Sea of Reeds. The deep waters have covered them. They sank to the depths like a stone. Your right hand, O Lord, was majestic in power. Your right hand, O Lord, shattered the enemy. In the greatness of your majesty, you threw down those who opposed you. You unleashed your burning anger. It consumed them like stubble. By the blast of your nostrils, the water piled up. The surge water stood like a wall. The deep waters congealed in the heart of the sea. Oh, goodness, isn't this interesting? So, I mean, God is protecting us. God is mighty. God protects us in all things. Most of our Christian rock songs still have this kind of thing. Or any, regardless of rock, any other genre, I don't care, Christian music usually has a lot of these things. And this is what they saw. So, like, for them, this is like a, you know, faith-based marching song. Because remember, 600,000 people marching through the desert trying to find a land. Okay? That's a lot of people that you're trying to march around. So they're singing a song that they're making up to help the march go on. And listen to what, I mean, that's what they're envisioning. God with his giant head just breathing out from both nostrils. And that's why this wall of water existed that they could walk across. To me, my brain is just sort of like, and yes, that would make sense to, you know, like a 6-year-old. Like, how do you think God did that? It sounds like those kinds of explanations to me. The enemy boasted, I will pursue, I will overtake them. I will divide the spoils. I will gorge myself on them. I will draw my sword, and my hand will destroy them. You blew with your breath, and the sea covered them. They sank like lead, mighty waters. So, so this is a long time ago BC era, and they knew what lead was. So if you think ancient man didn't know some things, we only know what they taught us, right? We say we are greater because we stand on the shoulders of giants. Yeah. Who among the gods is like you, O Lord? Because remember, Egyptians had a pantheon, so that's what the people are used to. Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in glory, working wonders? You stretch out your right hand, and the earth swallowed them. In your unfailing love, you will lead the people you have redeemed. In your strength, you will guide them to your holy dwelling. The nations will hear and tremble. Anguish will grip the people of Philistia. The chiefs of Edom will be terrified. The leaders of Moab will be seized and trembling. Okay, now, here's an issue. Remember, these are all descendants of Jacob. These countries. Okay, so these, Philistia, Edom, and Moab, those are all children of Esau. So relatives. Okay, before they went into Egypt. Relatives. Literally from Jacob's brother. Jacob's older brother. So these nations are older because there is no Israel as a country yet. Okay. The people of Canaan will melt away. Terror and dread will fall upon them. By the power of your arm, they will be as still as stone. Until your people pass by, O Lord. Until the people you bought pass by. Bought with a B, were created. Okay. You will bring them in and plant them on a mountain of your inheritance. The place, O Lord, you made your dwelling, the sanctuary. O Lord, your hands established. The Lord will reign forever and ever. So, again, a marching song and in praise because he saved them. So, verse 19. When Pharaoh's horses, chariots, and horsemen, or charioteers, went into the sea, the Lord brought the waters of the sea back over them, but the Israelites walked through the sea as on dry ground. I like to repeat that a lot. It's also repeated a lot during the story of Passover. It's necessary because it's proof. God did that so he could prove to the Israelites that he has the power to defeat anybody. So he wants them to stop being afraid of everything. Then Miriam, the prophetess, Aaron's sister, took a tambourine in her hand, and all the women followed her with tambourines and dancing. Okay. Miriam sang to them, "Sing to the Lord, for he is highly exalted. The horse and its rider he has hurled into the sea." So you've got both sets of peoples within the thing, singing and being inspired and leading. You've got three siblings within a family, all who have the same kind of abilities that would be considered necessary during their time frame to be able to hear God in the first place. Because these kinds of things would have been well established by the people before them, and the parts of even more ancient history that we're not even in here with, because remember in the Egyptian peoples, and then they have their cultures, so there's this mesh of these influences. But also, remember, when we go back to the Genesis videos, the Egyptians are the descendants of Ham. The Israelites are descendants of Shem. It's the same family. Same set of gene pools. All still Noah's kids. Okay. The water the waters of Marara and Elm, M-A-R-A-H, Marara and Elim, I should say, E-L-I-M, Elim. Then Moses led Israel from the Red Sea, and they went into the desert of Sur. Now it's spelled S-H-U-R. Okay. For 3 days they traveled in the desert without finding water. Then they came to Marara. They could not drink its water because it was bitter. That's why the place was called Marara, which it means bitter. It's literally the word for bitter. So the people grumbled against Moses, saying, "What are we to drink?" Then Moses cried out to the Lord, and the Lord showed him a piece of wood. He threw it into the water, and the water became sweet, to a filtering system. There the Lord made a decree and a law for them, and there he tested them. He said, "If you listen carefully to the voice of the Lord, your God, and do what's right in his eyes, if you pay attention to his commands and keep all his decrees, I will not bring on any of you the diseases I brought on the Egyptians, for I am the Lord who heals you." Then they came to Elim, E-L-I-M, right? However it's pronounced, because I'm going with it, Elim, where there were 12 springs and 27 palm trees, and they camped near the water. Palm trees, palm dates, so shelter, food, water. Not necessarily the most nutritious food, maybe not the most balanced diet in the moment, but hey, 600,000 people. That's what they said he was leading. Or at least that was all the Israelites at the time. So, all right. He's got quite the task ahead of him, doesn't he? And absolutely not something I would envy. Something I would envy at all. Because it sounds like a lot of work to me, especially with people. Think about all that peopling you have to be responsible for. That's part of why it's like, you have a lot of ideas, so you should... No, I should not run for any office. That's a terrible idea. We don't want that. I don't want that. I would be unhappy, and then we would all be unhappy. But I'm very glad that that's someone else's job. Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name is Amy. We are in Bible study. We are in the Niv, and we will be through all of 2025. In this video, we are in Psalms, Book 1, Psalm 26, which is a Psalm of David. So, vindicate me, O Lord, for I have led a blameless life. He said that, Lord. I didn't say that. These are David's words. I don't need to get in trouble. I have trusted in the Lord without wavering. Test me, O Lord, and try me. Examine my heart and my mind, for your love is ever before me. I don't mind if the Lord tests me, but I'm not making claims of blameless. Okay? Like, whoa. For your love is ever before me, and I walk continually in your truth. I do not sit with deceitful men, nor do I consort with hypocrites. Whoa, yeah, that's very true. I abhor the assembly of evildoers. Also true. I refuse to sit with the wicked. I wash my hands in innocence and go about your altar, O Lord, proclaiming aloud your praise and telling of all your wonderful deeds. I love the house where you live, O Lord, the place where your glory dwells, which for me is, all of nature. So I sure do. And then, here, where I live in my church house. So I certainly do love the house. where he lives, because he lives everywhere, including here, and where you are, in every moment, at the same time, too. Everywhere, all at once. That's one of the glories of the Lord that we can't do. Do not take away my soul along with sinners, my life with bloodthirsty men, in whose hands are wicked schemes, whose right hands are full of bribes. But I led a blameless life. Redeem me and be merciful to me. My feet stand on level ground. In the great assembly, I will praise the Lord. Again, Lord, I'm not saying blameless, okay? Because it's not really how it